Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here, and it's Tuesday, so let's get back to our times three structure decks. We have 4 of them for you this week, and next Monday we will start the tournament. So today, as you guys guessed, was the Rare Hunter. Again, they changed his name from Seeker. Not too sure why they did that, because he is the Rare Hunter amongst all of the Rare Hunters. It's confusing. So the way this skill works is flip over when you activate. Stalked by the Rare Hunters. Once per duel during the end phase, discard 1 card. Then choose 1 monster in the opponent's graveyard that was destroyed and sent there this turn. Set that card to your field. So, objectively, I think this is the worst skill card out of the tournament. And just because all they did was kind of encapsulate his taking of Joey's Red Eyes. It's not a bad skill, don't get me wrong. You can steal some flip effects with this thing and definitely turn the tide of the match. But I don't know, just seems a bit underwhelming to me. So we'll put that to the side. Sorry about that. And we'll get to the deck. So, since we are using 3 copies, I get to be a little more creative than they did. And all they basically did was throw a bunch of rare cards together, to be honest with you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add 2 copies Air Knight Parshaft. Now, this guy's amazing. He starts off as being able to inflict piercing, and when he does battle damage, you get to draw a card. He's not bad at 19, but it is kind of a waste of a summon, seeing as we have so many cards that are already 19 or 18 that go up to 19, 20 when using field spells now. So he's kind of underwhelming, but the way we added some stuff to him, I think you guys will agree he's going to do just fine. Next up, we are going to be using 2 copies of Gear Golem, the Moving Fortress. So this is obviously my set it and forget it card, because this card starts with 2,200 defense points. Okay? Crazy. Now, once per turn during the main phase 1, you could pay 800 life to have this attack the opponent directly this turn. That's all good and well. It's way better with the types of equipment we could be adding, and should get his own deck later on this season. So keep that in mind. This isn't the last time you guys are going to see this boy, but it is going to be for a little while. Next up, we took something that is essentially a Bandit Keith monster, and we're going to be playing Twin Barrel Dragons, 3 of them. So 1,700 4-star Dark Machine, kind of cool looking. When it's summoned, target a card the opponent controls, toss a coin twice. If you get heads twice, destroy it. Or, I'm a big fan of dice. Let's say it's 2 evens. And then right there, I got a 5 and I got a 6. No effect, right? So, again, we could make do with just some dice. But again, if you guys want to carry coins, that's up to you. Next up, another cool card, actually was looking forward to this one getting added, is 3 copies of the Voltic Kong. So this card, number 1, starts off at 18. When inflicts battle damage to the opponent, send a card from the top of their deck to the graveyard for each light monster you currently control. Now, with this deck, this could be this, and this could be Air Knight Parshaft. And you just start kind of juggling options out of your opponent's deck. Unfortunately, with only 4,000 hit points in this format, it's kind of hard to build anything that decks your opponent out right now. So, not too sure what to say on that. Now, going to his spells and traps, I think the Rare Hunter did a little bit better. We're going to go ahead, we're going to rock 3 Night Beams, because again, it doesn't matter what it is. It can't respond as long as it was face down. And then if it was face up, we're going to just try to play around it anyway. Next, we got a double Nobleman of Crossout, because again, we do have some pretty big monster cards here. And if our opponent tries to take a defensive posture, this is a great way to go ahead, destroy the target, banish it. And then if it was a flip effect, we both have to banish all copies out of our deck. However, you will have to reveal your main deck when doing this, because again, sort of like what I was saying with having to reveal cards during cherry picking, this is to prove that it's not a lie to the opponent. But they were smart enough to add it to the card effect text here, so nobody argues. Next card is 3 copies Floodgate Trapple. And again, this is a great reprint for anybody who wants to build multiple decks at a time. But it's also going to be great because we can pair this off effectively with the Nobleman of Crossout. So when the opponent summons a monster or monsters, and it doesn't say normal or special, so both work. Change that card or cards to face down defense position, and monsters changed to this by this effect can no longer change their own battle positions manually. So only card effects. So if you had something like, I don't know, the Book of Tayo, which was printed with this set, then you could then, get around having falling into a floodgate trap hole. And then last but not least, by any stretch of the imagination, 2 copies of Metalmorph. And the reasoning here is the way Metalmorph works. You get a generic 300-point bonus. After that, whenever your monster that is equipped with this does the attacking, you also gain half of the value of your opponent's attack value before or during the damage calculation. It's during the damage calculation. So again, if we're attacking Blue Eyes with who cares, let's go Parshath. Parshath is at 19, gains 3s at 22, will gain 1,500 during the attack. So from 22 to 37, and you will then beat the Blue Eyes by 700 points. Not only that, Air Knight Parshath's ability will then kick off, and you'll also get to draw cards. So again, it's kind of cool. It works with the Voltic Kong. He'll go up to 21 in the same instance. He'll end up going up to like 36. It's fine. This really allows a lot of other cards to do some damage. And then, like I said, maybe the Gear Golem, it's usable. But at the same point, with Gear Golem, maybe your opponent only has like 1,000 hit points left. So it's worth it for you to pay the 800 to use Metalmorph to actually just attack directly. Because you will do whatever the actual value is. It's not based on just doing the printed 800. So that's okay. That would be the main deck. And again, I'm going to leave it like this, so just where you guys could go ahead and do a little screenshot. You'll have the entire deck in a single photograph. Let's talk about some side deck options that were available that we obviously passed on. So just one thing, I love the fact that Dark Red Enchanter was printed as a common. It means I didn't have to go out and spend money on 2 more super rares. But a lot of good choices here. Like if you're into using the traps, use the Mask of Darkness. A card that wasn't in here, because I actually put it back into the stuff already, was Magician of Faith. It was actually a card that's shared between both this character and Yugi this box. So extra Mages of Faith. Loving the fact that he's got the red eyes, but there's not too many monsters I would add into this. Sphere Kribo, definitely going to be one of those. Again, he's like one of the best hand traps in the form right now. There wasn't enough darks for me to really feel like Allure of Darkness was worth it. The Ledger, it's okay, but it didn't feel like it was game-breaking. Twister could definitely go in the side. Michizuri could go in the side. Pineapple Blast could go in the side. Forceful Checkpoint could go in the side. There's a ton of good side deck options, but I do feel like since they didn't go the way of Exodia, they kind of hurt the ability of this deck to really be iconic and awesome. So this is about as best as I could do for this one this time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I can't wait to see how well he does, or if he just gets smurfed out by Joey in round 1 again. And guys, if you want to help support the channel, there's a few things that you guys can do. Every time, like and comment. You know, maybe we've earned your subscription. Maybe we didn't already have that, so maybe go ahead and click that one as well. And if you guys would like to help us with buying more sleeves and cards, the Buy Me a Coffee link is the best way to do that. It'll be down in the description. But until next time, guys, just enjoy the rest of your day, and see you next time. Later.